afternoon, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for participating in this class. First of all, we would like to introduce that I'm here representing the Indonesian Development Evaluation Community. It's an evaluation society in Indonesia, and in collaboration with Southeast Asian Community of Practice in Climate Change Intervention. Dennis Bruce here. We are both together to present this paper. The paper is based on the research that is conducted in 2010, and with several updates and also discussion that is currently still ongoing. This is quite new issue regarding the national appropriate mitigation actions, and also the measurement reporting, and also the verification. This is quite new in the climate change issues. Okay, the MRV of the NAMAS, we call it as a MRV of the NAMAS, stand for the measurement, reporting, and verification of the national mitigation actions. It starts from the 2007, from the Bali Action Plan. This is the Conference of Parties 13 that is take place in Bali, part of the Indonesia. They decided that the NAMAS in NAMAS is should be measurable, reportable, and verifiable manner. And then in 2009, in the Copenhagen Accord, in Conference of Parties number 15, they decide that the low emission strategy should take place. And then mitigation pledge, and then a registry of the NAMAS seeking for international support. This is related with the origin of the MRV itself. And then the national communication every 2 years with provision for international consultation and analysis. This is also an important part of the MRV. And then domestic MRV of the NAMAS, and then international MRV of supported NAMAS. This is quite new issue that is Indonesia trying to adopt in the national level. And then in 2010, on the Cancun Agreement, COP number 16, regarding the reporting guidelines, and then biennial reporting of emission mitigation action and support that is received by the developing countries should be in place. And then the national communication every 4 years. This is also tighten all of the countries that is participate in this event. And then registry of the NAMAS seeking for international support. This is also a continuation of the agreement in 2009. And then national MRV of the NAMAS itself. This is also the parties that is involved in the conference again assure the participant that MRV of the NAMAS should be in place. And then the international MRV of creditable NAMAS, I also mentioned in the narrative paper of the definition of the acronym and so on. And then the last one is the international consultation and analysis of the biennial report. This is the historical milestone of why MRV of the NAMAS is an important agenda in the mitigation actions. And then what is M? M is stand for measurement. It is a set of operation or action having the objective of determining the value of a quantity. Later on, in based or after the agreement of the several or all the stakeholders in Indonesia that is including the government, the donors, and also the national level, and also at the sub-national level. We agree that at the national level, monitoring should in place, meaning that on the higher level, measurement is under the monitoring process. Monitoring and will then include the process of coordination, the process of collecting data, and also the measurement itself. This is the example, the process of the measurement itself. For instance, in the power generation, the monitoring will then measure what materials are used as fuel in power generation in a certain production facility, for instance. And then the frequency of the measurement itself will or shall then take place weekly, monthly, or yearly. But this is still concept in Indonesia. And then related with the inventory, we understand that monitoring of imported and exported fossil fuel in the country is important. That's why we should also measure this. But in the monitoring aspect, in the higher level of the measurement, we understand that the coordination aspect is playing important role here. That's why we consider to put the word monitoring, not measurement. And then reporting. Reporting is documentation of measure values, data, factors, formula, and so on, and also the process of the result of the monitoring. We documented here in the reporting. I will show you how the reporting process and what are the content of the report itself later in the slide. And then what aspect that it should be involved in the reporting process will also present in the following slide. This is the example of the report. And then the fee. The fee is verification. Verification in our understanding, according to the IPCC guideline, is to assure and to control the quality of the MMNR, the measurement and the reporting. Meaning that the verification is a significant role toward the quality, to assure the quality and to control the process of the monitoring and reporting itself. We also understand that the verification should lead by independent verifier that is not involved in the process of monitoring and reporting. This is how we, at the national level and sub-national level, respond to the international negotiation from the COP 13 to 16. The first is we develop the RAN GRK. RAN GRK is Rencana Aksi Nasional Gas Rumah Kaca. In English, we call it as National Action Plan on greenhouse gas. And then the second is RED Task Force. We also developed this in the different institution. And then the third is National Emission Reduction Target, that is from 26%, we add with 15%. This is the president policy. We have a very concerned President Susilo Bambang Yudhoyono. He has a quite impressive for the action of the in optimizing the process of the greenhouse gas reduction target. And then the fourth is national inventory on greenhouse gases system, and then the fifth is National Adaptation Forum, and then we also have the ICCTF. ICCTF is Indonesian Climate Change Trust Fund. This is a pool of fund from different donors that is to make sure that all the fund that is related with climate change is utilized and managed effectively and efficiently based on the Paris Declaration principles, meaning that coordination, alignment, harmonization, and also the accountability and managed by result is also the concern of this ICCTF. And then the 7th is NAMA's guideline for run and national action plan, and also sub-national action plan on the greenhouse gases action plan. And then number 8 is about the MRV coordination agency. We understand that there are many institutions that should involve in the process of the MRV. That's why coordination also play important role here. And then on the national institutional context in Indonesia, we have the first, the important role of the agency is the NCI, the National Council on Climate Change. This is appointed by President. They serve as the country focal point to UNFCCC. And then the second is the Ministry of Environment, we call it SKLH. They are responsible to prepare and compile the country national communication that should produce in every 2 years and every 4 years. And then the third is the National Development Planning Agency, we call it Bappenas. They mandated with the national mitigation actions. And then the fourth is the Ministry of Home Affairs. Ministry of Home Affairs is related with the activities that will be implemented at the subnational level. We have about 33 provinces and 500, almost 600 districts and cities. So this is quite important role of the Ministry of Home Affairs. And then the President Delivery Unit for Development Monitoring and Oversight. We call it as UKP4. UKP4 plays a significant role in order to mitigate all of the findings from all sectors, all departments, line ministry that is reported based on the National Monitoring and Evaluation System in Indonesia. And findings will then reported to the President for further action, meaning that UKP4 is like a judgment agency, whether the sectors fail or success based on the report they produce. And then the other agency that is related with the greenhouse gas inventory and planning, developing and implementing mitigation action, and also the MRV. We have the Ministry of Economic Affairs, because we also have a very massive program related with the economic acceleration, which is building many infrastructure and also consume the biggest part of our budget, so that this is might threaten the climate change agenda. And then we have the Ministry of Forestry. They mainly related with the red activity, but currently the red activity is under the UKP4, so that Ministry of Forestry is less powerful currently. And then we have the Ministry of Public Work to assure the infrastructure for the whole program, and then Ministry of Transport related with the emissions and efficient energy and so on. And then we have Ministry of Energy and Mineral Resources, Ministry of Industry, the Meteorology, Climatology and Geophysics Agency, and also the Bureau of Statistics to assure the data and also to support the data collection. Indonesia Namas is the concept that is we adopted in Indonesia. We call it as RAN GRK, as I already mentioned in the earlier slide. This is our appropriate or nationally appropriate action related with mitigation. We call it as RAN GRK, National Action Plan on Greenhouse Gas Emission. NAMA concept note is the basis receipt to identify what programs or what action that is or that will be implemented by the government at the national and subnational level. We also consider the baseline, the mitigation scenarios, and also assessing the cost and benefit, selecting the actions, developing policies and measures, define the MRV indicators. This is quite important as a value change to develop the Indonesian NAMAS. In addition, the Indonesian NAMAS is also moved on the basis of our 5-year national plan. We call it as RPJM, Rencana Pembangunan Jangka Menengah Nasional. Based on this process, we then produce or have the Indonesian NAMAS. This is our actions. We have 7 actions that is related with peatland management. The second is related with deforestation and land degradation, and the third is related with carbon sequestration in forestry and agriculture. And then the fourth, promotion of energy efficiency. The fifth is alternative of energy sources. And then reduction in solid and liquid waste, and then the 7 is low emission transportation. We understand that maybe one of you have visited Indonesia, especially Jakarta. We have very bad traffic. Too many cars in the street. Maybe you. Too many cars in the street. That's why very bad air conditions. Number 7 is also our agenda, that is by 2020, we optimistic to reduce the emission by 26%. One important thing is we have the national monitoring and evaluation system that is okay. The monitoring and evaluation system in Indonesia, we have one, we call it as MONEP, and then related with the institutional arrangement and different type of MONEP system, we understand that we have this, this 4 type of monitoring system in Indonesia, monitoring and evaluation. The first is related with the development planning system. All government agency in the national and subnational level, meaning in the province level and the district level, should monitor the implementation of the long-term development plan. This is the long-term development plan, and then this is the mid-term plan, development plan. This is 5 yearly. This is 20 yearly. And then the third is the annual plan. All the government at the national and subnational level should monitor and evaluate the implementation of these documents. And then at the line ministries, department, And also the sector unit in the province and district city should also develop their annual plan. By the implementation, the government should also monitor and evaluate. And then at the district, cities, and province, they also have to produce an annual plan. And then the implementation, they should monitor and evaluate. This is quite complicated, meaning that all agencies should have 5 reports related with the development plan. And then the second, we have the government institution accountability system. This is related with the performance measurement. All the government institutions in the national and subnational level should develop their strategic plan, 5-yearly plan, and they also should monitor and evaluate those documents. And then they develop the report, we call it as LAKIP, as a result of the evaluation or measurement of the performance based on the strategic plan. And then we have the third system related with this finance. At the national and subnational level, they have to produce the national budget and the subnational budget. The implementation of this budget should be monitored and evaluated yearly, and then they report it as a financial report and also LKKIP. 2 reports. This is based on the monitoring and evaluation process that they conducted based on this regulation. And then the last one is related with the subnational level, development at the subnational level. We understand that Indonesia, after 2001, we have a decentralized system, meaning that all of the program that is actuated in the national level now is being distributed to the subnational level. We have a regional performance measurement. We have a report related with the accountability report of the mayor, the district head, and also the governors. We also have the performance report of the institution led by all, we call it as pejabat eselon 2, or at middle manager, which is mandated to work in the subnational level. We also have the EKPD, Ekpot, EDOK. Ekpot is like a new autonomous district or city. After the decentralization era in Indonesia, we have a quite massive redistricting, meaning that from one district they then what do you call it? Mekar, redistricting from one district to 2. And then we have the
subdivision.
Yes. We have that, and this is quite massive. In one district, we can have 2 to 3 district subdivision, yeah, in 1 year. And then we have the EKPD, is like a performance report on the regional development, meaning that there are many reports that should be produced by all the government institutions at the national and subnational level. It's about 76 reports that should produce by the institution in Indonesia related with monitoring and evaluation. Now we understand how the capacity is being too overloaded by this activity. And then, okay, standardization, frequency. Okay, this is the last one. This is the hierarchy of the Indonesian mitigation action and inventory involving all parties. From the, at the national level, at the central level, we have the President, the Coordinating Ministry for Social Welfare and Economic Affairs. We also have the National Planning Agency and also Ministry of Environment and Home Affairs here. This is the block for the, this is the block for the area for the inventory, and this is the area for the mitigation action. The mitigation action is the area for Bappenas, and the inventory is the area for Ministry of Environment. Bappenas is also, the Ministry of Planning is also mandated to conduct the MNR, monitoring and reporting. This is the process of monitoring line, the black one. Sorry, which one is the black? Monitoring line. Okay, this one, the monitoring line. And then we have the reporting line here. And then we have the verification line. Verification line is conducted by a third party. We have the university, certified firm, body, and the laboratory, and so on. This is the concept that is currently being agreed by all the respective bodies in Indonesia.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay, so we've